Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get straight into a short video shortly by True Crime Recaps. And in August 2005, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro was reported missing in UK, California. His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, initially claimed he was abducted. Upon investigations, authorities found inconsistencies with their statements. The Haros were arrested and charged with murder. Obviously, that body hasn't been found as yet, with prosecutors alleged prolonged abuse led to Emmanuel's death. Let's get straight into this, people.
Allegedly confessed to killing his baby boy, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, and then dumping his tiny body in a trash can. Detectives didn't get that confession by chance. They planted an undercover cop in his Southern California jail cell. And according to reports, Jake opened up. He told the fake inmate everything. But then Jake changed his story. This time he claimed it was an accident. He said he rolled over on Emmanuel while he slept, suffocating him. And afterward, he buried the baby near a freeway. Prosecutors aren't buying it. To them, this wasn't an accident at all. They say this was torture, a long pattern of abuse by Jake and his wife, Rebecca Haro. Abuse that wore Emmanuel down until his little body couldn't take it anymore. But back on August 14th, Rebecca Haro was telling a very different story. She said a stranger attacked her outside a Big Five sporting goods store. She said she blacked out, and when she came to, she had a black eye, and baby Emmanuel was gone. Then Rebecca and Jake Haro stood in front of reporters pleading for Emmanuel's safe return.
Whoever took my son, please return him. We just want him back. We won't do anything to you. We just give us our son. Just keep him safe. Don't hurt him. Make sure you feed him.
God, this guy is just completely bizarre. Really was. How can you do that? Act like that as though nothing had happened.
Rebecca told the cameras the whole family was nearby at a football practice. Her oldest kid needed a mouth guard, so she took the baby over to the Big Five. But before she went inside, she started changing his diaper outside her car in the parking lot. That's when she says she was attacked.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor. And I didn't see Emmanuel.
She called 911 from inside the store. Police swarmed the scene, flyers went up, and the search began. But then came the questions. Why would a kidnapper take only the baby and leave her purse, her car, everything else? The story started to crack. And that wasn't even the first strange incident in that parking lot. Just days before the so-called kidnapping, Rebecca allegedly went into that same Big Five. She told employees her car had been burglarized and asked if they had security cameras watching the lot. But detectives weren't buying her kidnapping story, and it didn't take long for the case to flip from a missing child to something much darker. Within days, both parents were in handcuffs, arrested and charged with murder. But here's the part that stings. Jake Haro should have already been in prison. Back in 2018, he was charged in a separate child abuse case involving his ex-wife and their 10-week-old baby girl. That baby, Promise, was rushed to the hospital with horrifying injuries. Broken ribs, a fractured skull, a brain hemorrhage, swelling in her neck, and a leg bone that doctors said was already healing, meaning she had been beaten more than once. The brutal abuse left Promise blind and in a wheelchair for life. Someone who does that to a 10-week-old child belongs in prison forever, but
it's just really bizarre and sick in the way that they're acting when they said basically their baby had been taken by someone else. That's absolutely horrendous.
Spent a day behind bars. Instead, he got probation, a suspended sentence, a free pass. Jake Haro's past is horrifying enough, but what about Emmanuel's mother? Despite being charged with murder, Rebecca's still standing by her story, even telling reporters from her jail cell that she hasn't given up hope, that she wishes she were out searching for her baby. But here's the problem. Family members say they haven't actually seen Emmanuel in weeks. And it gets stranger because covering up brutal crimes, it seems to run in Rebecca's family. Her brother, James, shot his girlfriend inside their apartment. He tried to stage it as a suicide, but the truth came out. Now he's doing 50 years to life. But let's get back to Rebecca. While she insists she wants to find Emmanuel, police aren't buying it. They've already scoured the Haro family home. Inside, they didn't find Emmanuel, but they did find blood. Even more chilling, what was missing? No baby clothes, no toys, no pictures of Emmanuel anywhere. That's when authorities placed the Haro's other kids with relatives for safety. And investigators turned their focus to Jake. They're making him help with the search, hoping he'll finally tell them what really happened and where Emmanuel's body is. Based on his latest version that he left the baby's body near a freeway, teams have been combing those areas. So here's where things stand. Jake and Rebecca Haro are both charged with murder. Their other children are out of the house. Police are still searching. They've got blood. They've got an alleged confession. They've got a trail of lies. But what they don't have is baby Emmanuel. Until investigators find his body, the biggest questions remain. What really happened? All right, that's a wrap on another chilling recap. We want to give a massive shout out to our top level friends.
Your support just blows us away, like every single time.
And
respect to that. That was true crime recap on that case. I mean, to be honest with you, I do think basically Jake has a lot to answer to. And it does seem like the more this case goes on, there's a massive sort of sign that he may have basically got rid of the body for the trash, which is absolutely sickening. Because like I said, I've always said the last time I did a video, I think it was over a week ago now, people, that it's crucial that body was found at the end of the, and I believe that poor baby, should I say, suffered. And they should give Jake basically the death penalty. And Rebecca, wow, how could she let him sort of get away with that? And obviously, I think there was abuse, basically her being abused by him as well, into coercing what to say next and what to do next at the end of the day. But it's just sick from the both of them, to be honest with you. See if I can find some more news on this, people, as well. We move on to Aracely Morales, who's been on this case for quite a lot. And he seems to have a lot of followers, and he is on the ground trying to just find trying to find baby Emmanuel, and basically also has a lot of following it. And he just come out with some decent stuff. Good news as well.
Emmanuel may very well possibly be here as well. And so we have new leads, as we said. This episode has been brought to you by the number 7, 8, and 9. August 7, 8, and 9. And by the letter H. Hola, Emmanuel has entered the chat. We're here in Lambs Canyon, homie, at the entrance here. The very same entrance that the waste management company would have used to bring whatever bags were taken from that establishment in that city that I have first-hand information of, as does the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, homie. Although the information hasn't made it to the YouTube yarda, it is out there, homie. It's just that real G's move in silence. All right, homie? Real G's move in silence, homie. And just because we haven't shared the information with you, that's only so you fools won't step and trample all over the information that we have, because 7, 8, and 9 has entered the chat, homie. On the 7th, Jake took some items to a establishment in a certain city here in Riverside County. They donated some pristine items. The company got them off, homie, and they were very, very grateful for the donation. The 8th comes into play when Jake returned, and he asked the same establishment if he could use their dumpster, and he dumped off what I first initially said to be 2 bags, but in fact it was 5. I didn't want to put it all out there in the sofa because I didn't want you fools to start tearing everything up, so I had to throw you off a little bit, homie. But nonetheless, the facts remain that he did in fact use the dumpster on the 8th. He left he came back on the 9th, homie, and he asked the owner if he can donate another item. Obviously, the owner, through the moon, of course, anything you need from us, they had already let him use the dumpster because he had already kicked in some feed ass shit on the 7th. Now the 9th comes into play, and he donated another item. I'm not going to say what it is because whoever bought it quick. And I don't want them to know that they bought Jake's shit. So there's kids out there wearing Emmanuel's clothes. There's people out there sporting Jake's collectibles. And there's sheriff deputies out there combing through the evidence that we got at the establishment on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Jake knows about this date. What Jake doesn't know is what evidence we have on him. And I'm not telling, homie, especially not you. Now the question remains, what happened here, homie? And when did it happen? Because if we find out that Emmanuel passed away after the 9th, that makes it premeditated murder, homie. That changes the game altogether, homie. Put that in the sopa, homie, and let me know how you like it on the tira. Now back to you.
That was basically, I know it's quite, because of his accent, it's quite hard to understand, but like I said, he's definitely on the case and he's been bang on it and tried to sort of retrace the steps that Jake said and, you know, talking to a lot of people. Fair play to him, because it's some of these YouTubers and TikTokers that can resolve the case. I don't think it's active because nothing basically pops up. Better than Inspector Gadget. I wasn't this discovered before now. I think I heard something about this a while back. The 15th time you found him, bro. Was his account banned because nothing pops up when you look at his account? This is why the case is under investigation. It takes time. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. So there are some of the messages, and this guy is doing all he can to find baby Jake, and it is interesting. Do go and follow him. It's very, very interesting in what he has to say. And like I said, he's been on the case since the early days, trying to obviously see whether he can basically find information to find the body. Let me know what you think, people, because like I said, there's stuff Jake done which sometimes can't be accounted before visiting this dump yard and other places. It just doesn't make sense to me. Let's just hope at the end of the day that baby Emmanuel is found, so basically they can bury him. So sad. Obviously not the parents, but obviously the family who really loved Emmanuel, because obviously his mum and dad didn't. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and follow the channel. Let me know your thoughts, people.